Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, continuing with the series on the different types of the biome, and that is the terrestrial biomes. Today, we are going to discuss about the temperate deciduous forest. Basically, deciduous forests are of two types, that is tropical deciduous forest and the temperate deciduous forest. Today, we are going to discuss about the temperate deciduous forest. So, introduction. They are also known as temperate deciduous or the temperate broadleaf forest. Okay, deciduous basically means the falling off or at a certain season, that is leaves fall off the trees in the winter in case of a temperate deciduous forest, and in case of tropical, leaves fall off during the summer time. So the location, they cover 4.5 to 5% of the total world's land, that is it is present in areas such as US, Southeast Canada, Europe, Asia, and some part of Japan also. Then the climate, so moist continental climate. What is moist continental climate? So here it exhibits large seasonal temperature, okay, in contrast with hot summers and cold winters found between the 30-degree and 60-degree north. So four seasons are here, generally mild, that is summer 70-degree Fahrenheit, winter 32-degree Fahrenheit, okay, and then temperature ranges between minus 22-degree Fahrenheit to 86-degree Fahrenheit. This is minus 32-degree Fahrenheit. Then the rainfall, so the 14 inches during the winter, 18 inches during the summer, and the annual rainfall, okay, is 750 to 1500 mm. So in winter there is cold and water freezes also. Then the soil, the property of the soil, so soil is fertile, great agriculture regions are found here due to the fertility of soil also, we can say. It can provide better chances for the production of the crops and their growth also. Then nutrient in the soil are rich, minerals and the organic matter is in abundance there. Then the case of flora, that is a layer of, we can say, plants is found in case of deciduous forest. First is the tree stratum, that is trees are very less with pulpy fruits, for example oak, birch, beech, aspen, elm and maple. These tall trees form the forest canopy, that is the shading part they will form. Taller trees that stick up above the canopy are part of the emergent layer, so they constitute the emergent layer above the tree stratum. Then the understory part, so it consists of smaller species of the trees and younger trees that haven't yet reached their full height, that is they are still in their growth phase. In sometimes, or we can say later times, they will get converted into the tree stratum layer. Then the shrub layer, so it contains woody vegetation such as bushes, brambles, okay, that grow in the places where enough light comes down through the canopy. So this layer consists of them only. And herb layer, so it consists of soft stemmed, that is herbaceous plants, okay, flexible stem they possess, including the wildflowers, ferns and grasses. So these plants must be shade tolerant, that is they should be able to tolerate large scale shade, that is not enough sunlight will reach to them, okay, to live this far down in the forest, because they comprises of the, we can say, lowest layer in case of the deciduous forest. So they should be shade tolerant, okay, because above them shrub layer will be there, understory will be there, okay, the tree stratum layer is also there. Then last is the forest floor, so it has the rich soil from the decayed leaves, twigs, by the moss and the animal waste. So this is the recycling area of the temperate deciduous forest. Here the activity of earthworms, bacteria, fungi, lichens can be seen. True mosses are also present here. So decomposers also play their role, okay. So this will, we can say, help in the nourishment of the soil. Then the diversity of the temperate deciduous forest is, that is the different type of the fauna and the flora that is possessed. That is first in case of fauna, that is animals, insects, so ants, flies, bees, wasp, cicadas, walking sticks, okay, moths, butterflies, dragonflies, mosquito, and praying mantis are present. In case of reptiles, frogs, toads, snakes, and salamanders are present. Okay, then in case of birds, woodpecker, robins, jays, cardinals, owls, turkeys, hawks, and eagles were there. Mammals, so rabbits, otter, monkey, beavers, raccoons, porcupines, and squirrels, bears, white-tailed deer, moose, tigers, elephants, giraffe, leopard, pandas, etc. Then there are some threats to the temperate deciduous forest. First is due to the air pollution and the human interference. Why human interference? Because as we know, it is a great agricultural region. This region is very fertile, so the chances of human interference is more here. Then the acid rain and the global warming, that is acid rain is the, we can say, result of the pollution mainly. Okay, and global warming, that is the increase of the temperature, okay, which will also affect the life of the forest ecosystem. Then the land degradation, that is due to the human activities or any other indirect effect of the human activity, land is degrading. Okay, so that will be also we can say harmful for the animals and the plants that resides in the forest ecosystem of the deciduous forest. Now, the economic significance of the temperate deciduous forest. So, they have huge biodiversity, as we have studied earlier that they have a wide variety of flora and fauna. Okay, then rich resource in the balancing of the ecosystem. They possess, that is balance of the ecosystem is necessary for sustaining the life forms. So, they possess that. Then the good source of herbal medicine is also there, and rich agricultural resources are also found here. Then this is basically food web in the deciduous forest biome, we can say. First is that is here is primary producers, fungi, soil bacteria, fruit trees, for example deciduous trees, berry bushes, fern, flowers, and nematodes are present here. Later on, the plant eaters, we can see the primary consumers are present, that is deer, rodent, birds, insects, and later on the small predator or the carnivores. Okay, so rodents and birds are being eaten by foxes and owls, and insects are eaten, consumed by opossum, birds, and skunks. Okay, and at last, the large predators, that is cougar and bears, are present. Then leaf fall, that is here again a question arises, that is why do deciduous trees shed their leaves seasonally. Okay, so basically they are shedding the leaf as a mechanism against the cold season, that is winter, as in case of the temperate deciduous forest, or to the hot dry season of the subtropical and the tropical region, as in case of the tropical deciduous forest. Then as evergreen do not need to lose their foliage, okay, or leaves, because they have other mechanism to protect themselves, that is from antifreeze chemicals in the cell that they possess, and there is a wax coat on their leaves. Okay, so in case of deciduous trees, in contrast, they have no such adaptations. Their tissues are tender, okay, and very susceptible particularly to the adverse effects of the freezing. So that's why with the help of light receptors such as the phytochromes and the cryptochromes, the deciduous plants detects the day length changes, okay, and as such can respond physiologically, so that they we can say decide their activities according to the day length changes or the variations that happens. Then the plant take the nutrients from the leaves back to the stems and the roots. It break down the chlorophylls on its leaves. Okay, so first the chlorophyll, that is the green pigment, is break down, then leaving the non-green pigments, that is the carotenoids. It may also produce another pigment group, that is the anthocyanin. So the presence of carotenoids and anthocyanins accounts for the leaves that is shifting colors, that is green color is converted into some other color. So leaves that are high in carotenoids will turn their color into brilliant gold or yellow. Okay, whereas those in high in anthocyanin shift into red, purple, or brown. So the plant subsequently severs the tissue supporting the leaves. Okay, and then consequently the leaves will fall or be blown off by the wind. When this happens, the cut will be sealed. Again, the cut that is from where the leaf is blown is sealed, leaving a leaf scar. So when the winter or the dry season is over, the plant regrows its leaves enriched with the chlorophyll again, so as to efficiently capture the light for the photosynthesis. Why? Because chlorophyll is essential for the process of photosynthesis. And at last, this is a diagram representing the we can say relationship between the monthly precipitation and the average monthly temperature. So these are the months, okay, and in these months, as we know, between June and July, the rainfall is at peak, okay, in and the temperature is also at, we can say, peak between these areas. So after July, later on, the time, we can say, the rainfall is decreasing monthly. So yeah, this is all about the temperate deciduous forest. Hope you will like my video, and if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel.